You've probably heard the term quite a few times, and you're probably asking yourself, what are behavior support plans? With this webinar, you'll be learning about the different components of a behavior support plan and how a behavior support plan might help you better support your child. Before watching this webinar, it might be helpful to watch some of our other webinars introducing function-based supports. To begin, we will discuss why we develop behavior support plans. Behavior support plans are individualized to meet the needs of your child. Since all behavior communicates your child's needs, it's important that behavior support plans are designed specifically with your child's needs in mind. Behavior support plans also help prevent challenging behaviors, teach appropriate replacement skills, and outline how best to respond to your child when they engage in challenging behaviors. Creating a behavior support plan also has the added benefit of helping your family and your child succeed by outlining a clear plan of action which all family members can follow. Once developed, it will make it easier in the moment to make decisions regarding how to respond to your child. To ensure that your child's behavior support plan meets their specific needs, it's important that the plan is developed using the hypothesis statements developed during the functional behavioral assessment process. These statements provide you with information regarding when, where, and why your child possibly engages in their challenging behaviors. For more information on the FBA process and developing hypothesis statements, please refer to the Conducting a Functional Behavioral Assessment webinar. The hypothesis statements will give you an idea about why your child uses challenging behaviors. You can use that information to develop a behavior support plan to make sure you can effectively decrease challenging behaviors in the future. Now, we will briefly talk about each component of the behavior support plan. But remember, if these don't make sense right now, don't worry. We have more detailed webinars walking you through the process of developing strategies for each component. The first component focuses on preventing challenging behaviors. Prevention strategies are actions family members can take to prepare your child prior to a situation where they've used challenging behaviors in the past. Once developed, prevention strategies are most effective when used prior to these routines and activities. The second component focuses on teaching your child replacement skills for their challenging behaviors. As a reminder, challenging behaviors are used by your child to communicate their needs. Effective behavior support plans provide your family with new skills to teach your child so they can get their needs met, instead of relying on challenging behaviors. By focusing on teaching new replacement behaviors, children can learn appropriate ways to meet their needs. Depending on your child's skill set, the skills you teach them may be verbal or nonverbal. This leads to the third component of a behavior support plan, focusing on developing new responses to your child's challenging behaviors. How we respond to challenging behaviors teaches children what will and will not work to get their needs met. When we provide children with access to what they want following challenging behaviors, we teach them that this is an effective way to communicate their needs. This component of the behavior support plan helps you make sure we are responding to children in a way that teaches them that challenging behaviors will not help them access what they want. It's important that we always use a mixture of all three components. No component alone will effectively address your child's needs. By focusing on all three strategies, your child will be better prepared to effectively communicate their needs and succeed in the world. For more information on each component, please make sure you watch our additional webinars. After you develop and begin to use your behavior support plan, it's important to continue collecting data. Now, you may ask yourself, why do I need more data if I already have a plan? That's because collecting data helps ensure the behavior support plan is working. There's many reasons why this might help. For one, dealing with challenging behaviors can be straining, and data allows you to see change and know you're on the right track. Also, changes in your child's behavior may occur slowly over time. You might not notice the changes, but the data you collect will show you if small change is happening. Finally, monitoring changes in challenging behaviors allows you to make decisions based on what is really happening, and not just how you feel that day. But don't be overwhelmed. After implementing the behavior support plan, you probably don't need to collect ABC data again. Instead, just track how often or how long your child engages in their challenging behaviors. Here's an example of a data sheet that one family used to track the number of times their son Joey bit or attempted to bite his sister. Oftentimes, when a child engages in behaviors like biting, it can be so stressful for parents, it's hard to see behavior change over time. Collecting data helped his family better understand Joey's progress and make decisions regarding Joey's behavior plan based on actual data. You see here that Joey's parents recorded the total number of times their son bit his sister throughout the month of January. In this example, we see Joey bit his sister 7 times during week 1. By week 2, Joey bit his sister 4 times. During week 3, Joey was still biting his sister, and this time he bit her 3 times by the end of the week. At this point, Joey's parents felt like the behavior support plan was not working, and they were ready to give up. Joey was still biting and attempting to bite his sister, and his parents were feeling very frustrated. But when they looked more closely, they were able to see that their son was actually biting and attempting to bite his sister less frequently during the last 3 weeks. By focusing on the data and not just their feelings, they decided the behavior plan was helping to improve Joey's behavior, so they decided to stick to the plan a few more weeks. Joey's parents were pleased with their decision to continue using the behavior plan when during the following week, Joey attempted to bite his sister only 2 times. During the last week of January, Joey had only 1 instance of challenging behavior where he tried to bite his sister. By the first week of February, Joey wasn't biting his sister at all. Joey's parents were really thankful that they stuck to the plan. By continuing to collect data, Joey's parents had enough information to make sure that they made the right decision to stick to the plan. For some families, graphing the data may be helpful. When you graph the data, as shown here, you can clearly see Joey's progress across 6 weeks. But in some cases, collecting data will show that a child is making no progress. When this happens, don't panic. This probably just means that your behavior plan needs a few adjustments. If this happens, it's probably time to reach out to a professional. You might find it helpful to reach out to your child's teacher or perhaps a local behavioral therapist. They can help you figure out what changes need to be made to the plan to better support your child. In conclusion, behavior support plans are most effective when they are individualized to meet your child's unique needs and when progress is monitored through data collection. All behavior support plans will include strategies to prevent challenging behaviors, teach appropriate replacement skills, and provide family members with new ways to respond to your child's challenging behaviors. When used together, these can successfully prevent and reduce challenging behaviors and improve your quality of life. For more information on challenging behaviors and how to address them, please watch our other webinars covering the following topics.